What's good for you and the environment? How about biking? And with the warm weather here now, it's a good time to talk about our great mountain, urban, and suburban trails. And we'll tell you about some innovations in biking, like a first-of-its-kind bike sharing program on this edition of Metro Voices. Hi, I'm Wendy Brockman, and it's a beautiful day for a ride. Biking is not only good for you and the environment, but it helps foster community, as we learn from the city of Broomfield as it celebrated National Trails Day.
We're at the Broomfield County Commons Open Space, and this is our 10th annual Broomfield Trail Adventure, and that's held each year in conjunction with National Trails Day. It's just a day for the community to come out and enjoy the trail system, and we're just trying to raise awareness of some of the trails and open space resources that we have in the city. So we hold this event in a different location every year to highlight different trails, and this year we're highlighting the Broomfield County Commons.
Broomfield has a lot of goals, as a city to be a great planned community. One of our goals is to have healthy Broomfield, and certainly this is one of our events, both to enjoy the trails and to be healthy. Look at all the healthy people here.
National Trails Day is celebrated all across the country and in a lot of different communities. I think there's almost 100 different events just in Colorado. And it's always the first Saturday in June, and it's just a day to celebrate your local trail system, and whether that's going out and building trails or walking them and just enjoying the resources that you have.
It's as much fun as you can have. It's great. Health, just to keep healthy, keep active, be outdoors.
They're just great. Everybody's super friendly. They love the outdoors. They want to be active. That's why we live in Broomfield.
Welcome everybody. We're going to start out, because this is an official city event, with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have with us Troop 337. Will you come present the colors?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to Broomfield. For those of us that have been involved in the open space program, which is probably most everybody here for the last 20 years, the Broomfield County Commons is just a great pleasure. This is the 10th anniversary of Broomfield being a city and county, and the 10th anniversary of Broomfield County Commons. So welcome. They want to get healthy, they get out, they get on the trails. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. It's impressive to see 300 people here with 40 volunteers trying to make this work. So we're just having fun. It's good to see everybody in Broomfield. This is one of my favorite events, and I always give credit to Rob Bodine for starting it or having the idea of doing this on National Trail Days 10 years ago.
10 years ago, we started it all. I initially suggested that to the Open Space and Trails Advisory Group to try and increase the awareness of the trail system and the open space areas that we have in Broomfield here.
There's 3 different routes. There's a 2.5 mile, sort of the main walking loop, which will depart to my right on this side. There's a short 1 mile loop that will depart right on the other side here. And then about a 6 mile biking loop.
It's been a great successful endeavor in those 10 years. We've had a good turnout from different residences. We first initially had it as a walking, and it's developed into a biking adventure now too. So it helps to give a commitment to the citizens and shows them that there is such potential in the open space areas and abilities to connect the different areas of open space.
This is to showcase the excellent work that the Broomfield staff and the Open Space Committee does on trails. This was a promise kept. This land was originally to be used for development, but we had a dream, if you will, to create a central meeting place for people with a lot of different facilities. We have the cemetery on this space, we have the dog park on this space, We have fields on this space. We have a championship football field with turf on this space, and just a great location for many events.
The idea is to enhance the awareness and the commitment from the city and from the citizens that we do want to increase the trail system and the open space areas so that we'll have even better trail systems and open spaces for the future.
In the past 10 years we've been doing this event, the trail system kind of continues to grow both in terms of size and connectivity. And we connect to regional trails now outside of Broomfield, and it's really been a priority to just make this a very walkable and pedestrian-friendly community.
It's great. Broomfield has so much great open space and trails, and events like this are why we live in Broomfield.
And why we live in Colorado.
And it's great. Open space and having this around is fabulous. Coming out events where we have great sponsors and great people. It's absolute beautiful morning, so it's a great opportunity. Take advantage of it.
What the intention is try to get the family out away from the TVs and try to, any way possible, to get involvement in the family to come outside and appreciate what there is outside.
Well, I think it's a great event for families just on the healthy aspect. You get families out, they're playing together, they're being together, they're walking trails, staying healthy, staying fit, healthy mind. Just wonderful for families to be able to get together and enjoy things together, and this is a great event for that.
I think it's just part of living in Broomfield is an appreciation for the trails and the open space. There's always a lot of interest from the community, and we always seem to have a good turnout at this event and other trail events too.
So I think the trail system is a good way to get people outside, to see the different aspects that we have within the community, get them more involved in the process of raising kids.
It just resonates through the whole community. If people are active and healthy, they enjoy the community more, they use the resources that we have more. It's better for the schools and for learning, education, just right down the line.
I might get some exercise.
You're going to get some exercise today? I think that's a good plan.
I'm told nearly 40 volunteers, which I believe that help pull this event together. You can see them, the Open Space Committee members, people from the Broomfield Open Space Foundation that are volunteering today. It's impressive once again to see a community come together.
Anytime you get involved in a volunteer thing, it seems to give you roots in the community. The more as you expand it and keep people aware of it, it really builds a commitment towards your own community.
Oh, it's terrific. I mean, we could never do this event without our volunteers. I think this year we have about 30 volunteers, and they've helped us with everything from planning the event to having community sponsors that donate different things, and they lead the walk and the bike and set up and everything else. So without the volunteers, we certainly couldn't do it. We hope that it's not just a one-day event, that everybody uses the trails and the open space. We have these great resources in the community, and we expect people to keep using them and enjoying them.
This open space has been my passion for 20-some years, and getting healthy is another one of my passions. So as mayor, to see people getting healthy and enjoying open spaces that the community's worked so hard to obtain is a dream come true.
For me personally, having grown up here and chased snakes and gone hunting out in these fields, I get to come back to where my roots are. But more importantly, just to see the kids be able to enjoy the space, reconnect with friends, and just share the fact that we live in such a wonderful place.
Well, this is just what we really work towards, all the time in the office, is to plan a good trail system and promote the open space, and so to get out here and see all of it, kind of coming to fruition and everything we have out here, it's very rewarding for us.
Denver B-Cycle was the first large-scale bike-sharing system in the United States. We're here at the Commons Park B-Cycle station, which is just northwest of downtown Denver. And here to tell us more about this great program is Perry Burnap, Executive Director of Denver B-Cycle. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on this glorious morning.
It's a good one, right? Mm-hmm. This is a really unique concept. Tell us about it.
Denver Bike Sharing is a system of 53 stations and 530 bikes that are available to anybody who wants to become a member. It's an alternative transportation system meant to be paired with transit, light rail, and to replace short car trips. You can take a bike out of any station and return it to any other station.
Why are these called magic bikes?
They're magic because they're there when you want them and gone when you don't. They're also magic because while you're having a great time, you're seeing your neighbors, you're burning calories, you're helping the planet, you're not burning fossil fuels, and you're not polluting the air with air toxics.
That is magic. So you could take the light rail downtown, get a bike, and do whatever you want. Go to a ball game, shopping, museum, and then pick up a bike to go to your next destination.
Exactly. Our system is designed to do exactly that, get people out of their cars, onto transit or buses, into downtown. Many of our stations are located either right at a light rail stop or close to a bus stop. So you just take your public transit into town, grab a bike, go to the theater, Rockies game, art museum, then walk around and then pick up your next bike at another station.
How much does it cost?
To be an annual member, it costs $80 a year. And what that gets you is unlimited access to any of these bikes at any of these stations. You need to keep your rides to 30 minutes or less. Longer rides have additional fees associated with them. We try to keep the bikes in circulation and available for other people to share. If you're a guest or a tourist or just want to try it out, it's $8 for a 24-hour period. Same thing, you can take the bike out as many times as you want, and included with that is a 30-minute ride.
How successful has the program been?
First year we had 100,000 rides. Second year we had another 200,000 rides without changing the size of the system. Use doubled. We know from this technology when the bikes are ridden and how far they're ridden. So combining that with surveys of our members and the number of car trips they replaced, we know that we've saved in those 2 first years over 1 million pounds of carbon, more than $1 million saved in car parking and fuel costs, almost 20 million calories burned. So the numbers are really fun. Wow. Yeah, it's been great. And this year, it's compared to this time last year, all the numbers are up about 40%. And another important thing to mention is at the end of this year, we're adding 27 stations in Capitol Hill and North Capitol Hill.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Well, now let's take a look at more on how you can use B-Cycle.
Imagine a bike that's there when you need it, wherever you are, and gone when you don't. That's B-Cycle. And you can check one out from any B station like this one. Now let's learn how to be. First, press the kiosk button to wake up the B station. On-screen directions will guide you through step-by-step to pay with a credit card and select a bike. To speed up the process, you can also sign up at bcycle.com for daily, weekly, or annual membership. If you have a B card, you can skip signing in at the kiosk. Just press the button to wake up the dock and tap your B card to unlock the bike. The bike you selected is now unlocked. The dock of the unlocked bike will continue to beep for approximately 30 seconds. Before riding, make sure to inspect the bike thoroughly. If you find anything wrong, simply return it to any dock and choose another bike. You'll also want to adjust the seat height and be sure to wear a helmet. When you're done, simply return the bike to any empty dock at any B station. The dock will beep twice and the green light will flash rapidly to indicate the bike has been returned.
And that's how to be. Pretty easy.
Perry, thanks so much for telling us about your great program.
It was my pleasure.
And now on to Lakewood, where residents love their open space. The city has devoted more than 7,100 acres to parks. With 180 miles of trails to ride, Lakewood Mayor Bob Murphy shows you some of his favorites.
Hi, I'm having a great time riding the trails here at Bear Creek Lake Park. You know, if you walk or ride a bike into the park, there's no gate fee. It's great exercise and it's free. Hey, look who's here. Drew Sprafke, one of our regional park supervisor. What a wonderful office you have here. What a great view, huh?
It is fantastic.
You know, I was talking about the trails. How many miles of trails do we have here in the park?
We have about 15 miles of the dirt trails, so multi-use dirt trails, and then about another 5 of paved trails out here, and that connects to a whole regional system as well.
Yeah, let's talk about that connection a little bit. Where can you get to from here?
On the paved trails, it's a great connector. We've got both the 470 trail coming into the park, so you can connect all the way down to Chatfield and onto the E470 trail, and then we have the Bear Creek Trail running all the way out to the South Platte into the Mary Carter Greenway Trail.
We're talking specifically about biking, of course, but there's also a number of hiking opportunities here as well.
Yeah, all of the trails, or almost all the trails, are multi-use. There's 1 or 2 in the park that are open only to hikers, so it's an opportunity to get away from bikes and horses. But everything out here is available to bikers, hikers, and horses.
Drew, you know, a lot of people think this is actually a state park, but it isn't. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that is confusion because we do operate a lot like one, but it is actually a City of Lakewood Regional Park, so it is within the City of Lakewood.
Yeah, wonderful treasure again within our city. We've been talking about biking today, and there are some special rules out here for bikers so that we don't have conflicts with pedestrian and other users. Let's talk about that too.
That's correct. We do have some multi-use conflicts, and the main rule for bikers is that they have to follow our yielding order, and basically that means that anybody on a wheeled vehicle, including bicycles or rollerblades, has to yield to both pedestrians and equestrian users. It just makes it safe for everybody.
Well, I'm going to go out and enjoy your trails with a few more miles of biking here, so you keep an eye on me and make sure I follow those rules, all right?
We will. Thank you.
Well, Drew, you have a wonderful office within which to work here, and here at Bear Creek Lake Park and up at Green Mountain, and you do just a terrific job. So thank you for everything you do for the residents of the City of Lakewood.
Thank you.
All right, let's go out and enjoy these beautiful trails at Bear Creek Lake Park. Hey, that trail looks like fun. Let's give it a try. What a beautiful, cool wooded trail on a warm day. You know, you can ride on the road, you can ride on the trail. Beautiful Bear Creek is off to my left, and the rabbit brush is gorgeous this time of year. This looks like a fun one. That's it, we made it. Well, that was great exercise and a whole lot of fun as well. Come on out and see what makes Bear Creek Lake Park nature's playground.
From urban and suburban to mountain biking trails, and the town of Castle Rock has some great ones. Joining me now is Mark Neal. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming up.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
What trails do you guys have in Castle Rock?
We have 3 different open space properties in Castle Rock. We have the Ridgeline Open Space, we have the Mimmin Open Space, and then we have the Rhyolite Regional Bike Park. So at the Rhyolite Regional Bike Park, we have more of flowed downhill courses, which are 2 of those. We also have a pump track, and that's more for the free ride mountain bikers rather than the cross-country mountain bikers.
Do your tricks.
Yes, that's right. So they go down the hill, they do jumps, they do tricks. We've got a couple of really big jumps, too big for me to try. And then the pump track is a very nice facility because it enables really young little riders as small as 3 years old to ride on it, as well as all the big kids. So it's been a very popular feature.
You hosted the State High School Mountain Bike Championships last fall. Tell us about that.
Hey, it was a great opportunity for Castle Rock. It really allowed us to show what a wonderful facility we have at the Ridgeline Open Space, which is on the west side of town, just south of the Meadow subdivision. We have about 12 miles of single track there. Last fall, we have a high school racing series now in Colorado. It was in its 2nd year, and it was really exciting to have about 330 participants race, and it was just a great experience. All the kids had a great time, and it really showed what a wonderful trail network we have here in Castle Rock.
And Castle Rock also hosts some other big bicycle events.
That's correct. We were very fortunate to have the Colorado State Cyclocross Championships held at the Rhyolite Regional Park last fall. It was a great opportunity to have all the cyclocross racers come out and sample our 2-mile course. Cyclocross racing, for those who aren't familiar, is kind of a combination between a road bike and a mountain bike. It's basically a road bike with knobby tires on it, so they run them on pavement and dirt, make them go over jumps, and then they also have barriers that they have to dismount and cross over. So that was a really fun event for the town to have. Also, just in the early May, we had what was called the Ridgeline Rampage, which is an endurance mountain bike race. We have courses that the racers ran from as little as 10 miles up to 60 miles. It was an all-day event, and it was really fun to show that property out as well.
Mark, it was so great to chat with you. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
The City of Littleton has installed more than 250 new bike route signs and made other major improvements to make it easier to walk and ride around town. Let's take a look.
This is Road Hog Randy. Wherever Randy goes, he thinks he is alone on the road. Whether he's driving walking across the street, or riding a bicycle. Don't be like Roadhog Randy. In Colorado, drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists all have the same right. The right to share the road. One of the most important parts of the Littleton Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan was the development of improved bicycle routes and maps. The latest map is available on the city's website at littletongov.org. The plan includes a 92% increase in marked designated bike routes within the city of Littleton. Along with maps, cyclists and pedestrians will see route and destination signs to let them know what route they are on and where it goes. Drivers will also know to expect bicyclists on these roads. The new bike system is set up as a grid with numbered bike routes. Even numbers go east and west, odd numbers go north and south. You'll notice that every neighborhood in Littleton is just a short distance from a numbered bike route or an established multi-use trail. Connectivity is the key concept to the layout of the new Littleton bicycle system. Using a combination of the map and signs, a cyclist or pedestrian can plan a route to just about anywhere in Littleton. The bicycle plan is also part of a regional system. As you can see here, Windermere Street is labeled L7, but as it crosses into the city of Englewood, it changes to E7. Englewood's bicycle system map, route signs, and destination signs will guide you from there. You can also use the Mary Carter Greenway, which turns into the South Platte River Trail to go to downtown Denver and beyond. It is all easy to get to using the new Littleton bicycle system. You've probably noticed the new road markings in your area. They're called sharrows. The name sharrow is a combination of shared lane and arrow. The chevrons above the bicycle indicate the direction of travel, always with traffic. Sharrows are marked on streets that are too narrow for a bike lane or where the posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour or less. Sharrows are meant to remind motorists to share the road with cyclists. When you see sharrows, you are driving along a designated bike route, and you should expect to see bicyclists. Along a bike route marked with sharrows, cyclists also have a responsibility to operate their bikes in a safe manner. Follow all traffic rules, including stopping at stop signs and traffic signals. Use hand signals when making turns and stops. And check traffic when making lane changes and left turns. Always wearing a helmet is a good first step in bicycle safety, but it certainly isn't the last. Make sure your helmet fits properly. If you're not sure how to adjust your helmet, go to your local bike shop for help.
First thing we want to do is when we put the bike helmet on is try to make the helmet level. Okay, we don't want it to point backwards and we don't want it to point forward over your eyes. We just want it nice and level. So the second part of the adjustment would be the straps that are supposed to go right underneath your earlobe, and in kind of a V shape would be the best. And that's done with this clip here, up and down, and you just want it to adjust and click like that. And that's perfect. How does that feel?
It feels good.
Okay, so both sides are done. The next thing we want to do is the tension on the helmet, and that's how tight it is. There's a dial on the back of the helmet here. Can you feel this? That it's getting tighter and tighter? Okay, so we want to make it snug enough so if you were to bend over without the straps adjusted, that the helmet won't fall off. So give that a try. Okay, and it'll stay nice and firm on your head. And the final part of the fit would be to secure the chin strap like this. And you want it just to have a little bit of room, maybe a finger or so, play in between the buckle and your chin.
Do a bicycle safety check before each ride. Check your tires. Are they in good shape? Are they the right pressure? Check the wheels. Do they spin freely? Check the brakes. Are they too stiff or too loose? Check the seat and handlebars to make sure they are tight too. If you are riding at night, it is important to be seen as well as to see ahead on the road. Check the lights on the front and back of your bike. Do they work? Are the reflectors secure? The clothes you wear while riding should be high visibility and tight enough not to get caught in the bike chain. Glasses are always a good idea to keep dust and bugs out of your eyes. If you choose to ride at night, make sure your clothing has reflective properties or wear reflective strips like this one. Riding your bike safely in a world dominated by cars demands that you know the rules of the road. Ride on the right. You don't have to hug the curb. Just ride as far right as you can while being safe from debris, obstacles, and traffic. A bicyclist may take the middle of a lane if traffic is slow and the lane is narrow or there is no shoulder or bike lane. A cyclist can also take a lane when approaching an intersection. When you approach an intersection with several lane choices, choose the lane appropriate to your travel direction and follow the markings. You are permitted to take the middle of the lane. Moving to the center of the lane establishes your position and prevents motorists from passing until there's enough room. Riding predictably will make you more visible. Learn and use hand signals for left and right turns and for slowing and stopping. Don't weave in and out of parked cars. When approaching parked cars, check traffic over your left shoulder and move left of the cars. Give yourself enough space to clear a car door if it swings open suddenly. Stay in this position until you have passed all of the parked cars. When riding in a group, it is always a good idea to ride single file along a road. This gives plenty of room for other cyclists and motorists to pass. Obviously, an accident involving a car is the biggest safety concern for cyclists riding on the road. A popular website, bicyclesafe.com, posted this helpful list. Increasing your visibility with a headlight and taillight will help you avoid most of these scenarios. Motorists and bicyclists share the road and the responsibility for safety. Here are some driving tips for dealing with cyclists. Colorado law requires that drivers leave at least 3 feet between their motor vehicle and a bicyclist when passing. Be patient and wait until it is safe to pass, as you would with any other slow-moving vehicle. If you are parking in a bike lane, always check for cyclists before opening your door. And finally, look to your right before turning to avoid cutting off a cyclist.
In a moment, we'll take a look at some events happening in your community, but first, here's a really quick look at what you'll see when you ride the Greenbelt in Wheat Ridge. Well, we hope you've enjoyed learning about biking in Colorado and the metro area. I'm Wendy Brockman from Metro Voices. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the trails. With the warm weather here now, it's a good time to talk about our great mountain, urban, and suburban trails. And we'll tell you about some innovations in biking, like a first of its kind bike sharing program on Metro Voices, Thursdays at 8.